What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today in this video we're going to be rounding up a bunch of news and info that came out recently, and generally some interesting topics I want to discuss. You guys know the deal, so there's going to be quite a variety of things to talk about. So firstly, it's something a lot of people have been wondering and speculating about since the launch of the beta, and that's to do with the three exotics, the Risk Runner, Sunshot, and Sweet Business. Now, of course, in all the gameplays, all the trailers, basically everywhere, we've only ever seen the Sunshot on the Hunter, the Sweet Business on the Titan, and the Risk Runner SMG on the Warlock. So this caused a lot of people to speculate that maybe these could be exclusive, just like the Ace of Spades, the Solar Lock, and the Fabian Strategy, but that, of course, is not the case. These are actually going to be free for all characters, and the screenshot from IGN going through the inventory does confirm that. So you can see this Titan has all three of them, the Risk Runner, Sunshot, and Sweet Business. That was only the case for the beta, because of course there was no vault, you couldn't transfer items, but even though these exotics were only given to these set characters, that doesn't mean the full game they'll be exclusive. It's just a case that there's no vaults to transfer them, so you can have them on all three, and this Titan showcases that in this gameplay. Now, you may also be noticing that this is a very strange looking screenshot because the icons look pretty strange. The Sunshot is very dark and it says power 130. It's got nearly 100,000 glimmer. It's a very strange looking screenshot, but of course, this is a very old build. This is like months old, even older than the beta, so that is why everything looks a bit strange. And there's even some weird stuff like weapons being at 10 attack, and even the Risk Runner is at level 300, which is pretty strange too. I think that's the highest level we've ever seen a weapon, but again, there's not really too much point trying to read too closely into this image. It's all very old and temporary. The only one bit of info we can draw is that the three exotics are definitely not class exclusive because they can be seen on this Titan. So next up, I wanted to also talk about a bunch of new concept art that came out, which I saw pointed out by More Console in his latest video, which I'll link down below in the description as well as the Reddit post. But there is one piece that instantly caught my eye, which is the one I'm sure a lot of you guys will recognize as well. So way back earlier this year, we had a leaked cinematic that came out officially from Destiny, which showcases Vex and kind of their birthplace, maybe their home planet, being born and kind of coming into life into their robot bodies. And we have no idea what this correlates to, whether it's a DLC that was cut, whether it's some kind of like new story, whether it's Destiny 2, Destiny 3. We have no idea what this cinematic correlates to, but we can see this pretty interesting scene of a Vex emerging from the water, and behind him there's a bunch of like Vex structures, which you can of course recognize is the exact same location as this concept art. You can see the water and the big Vex structure behind. So I'm wondering if this might actually make it into Destiny 2. It could be one of the DLC expansions that could be themed around the Vex. It does slightly resemble the moon Io, which of course we are getting in Destiny 2, but who knows? Just because you see concept art doesn't mean it's a real thing that's been made. We have seen hundreds of concept art being made for Destiny 1, and it's just Bungie designers kind of fleshing out their ideas, their concepts, and some of them end up making it into the game, but most of them rarely do, because of course it's just concept art, isn't a promise. But I did think it was interesting how this does seem to match up with that Vex cinematic that came out earlier this year, so maybe there's something there, maybe not, who knows, we'll have to wait to find out. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool concept art being released, and some of my favorites include this one, which appears to be an icy moon of Saturn. Not sure where this could be or if it's an actual location. There's also this thing, which is probably one of the weirdest concept arts I've ever seen in Destiny. I mean, it's like a little city that's on top of a giant ship that's like consuming a planet. So I don't even know what's going on here. Only Bungie can make something like this. There's also this one, which appears to be some kind of social space or market inside the last city. You've also got this one, which does seem to be an early concept of the farm social space. You can see the Shard of the Traveler in the background, the kind of people protecting it. And finally, this one, which is definitely Hive related, looks very kind of gothic and weird looking. But like I said, a lot of really awesome concept art, which will be linked down below in the description. So next up, let's talk about cutscenes and cinematics and a lot of really good news if you're interested in the story of Destiny 2. So this comes from Bungie Informer, definitely one of the best sources of keeping up to date with Destiny news on Twitter. But they were at San Diego Comic-Con recently, where Bungie were also showcasing some stuff, and they revealed there's going to be 50 cutscenes inside Destiny 2. Now, it's all well and good saying that, but what does that actually mean, and how does that stack up to Destiny 1? So the entire of Destiny 1, which bear in mind is 3 years, a full game plus 4 expansions, had around 40 to 45 cinematics, depending on if you count the credits rolling at the end and the Age of Triumph cinematic. So Destiny Vanilla had 17 cutscenes. Bear in mind, a lot of these are really short, really vague, not very good. I mean, they look cool, but they weren't very good at telling a good story, and a lot of them were just flying into planets. The Dark Below expansion had just 1 cutscene. House of Wolves had 3 cutscenes. Taken King had 15, and almost as much as Vanilla, which are definitely a lot more meaningful. And then Rise of Iron had 7 cutscenes. So Destiny 1 had a total of around 40 to 45 cutscenes over 3 years with 4 expansions. Destiny 2, the sole game at launch, is going to have more than 50. So that hopefully puts into perspective there's going to be a lot of story, and I'm so excited. And especially if you think about the cutscenes we've already seen in Destiny 2, they're definitely a level way above Destiny 1, which, like I said, are just vague ones about the stranger telling you no information and flying into planets. So I think we're pretty good on the story and cinematic front. Now, speaking of which, at San Diego Comic-Con also, someone actually filmed on their phone a brand new cutscene featuring Zavala on Titan. Now, this cutscene was honestly amazing. It was really good. There aren't any major spoilers, but I'm not going to show it. It was pretty vague, and again, things we already know. But if you do want to see it, then I'll link it down below in the description, the full cutscene. And again, it's what to expect from the 50 plus of them in Destiny 2. So something else happened yesterday, which definitely a lot of you guys let me know about, were things called guided games tickets. Not sure if it's still happening right now, but during the beta, of course, Bungie extended it, and they said they're going to be doing a lot of network testing, a lot of kind of weird messing with servers and connections. And one of those byproducts appears to be this thing called a guided game ticket, and it dropped for a lot of people, probably like 50 plus people let me know and sent me screenshots and videos of these dropping, and it drops as an engram. Again, I'm pretty sure, like I said on Twitter, this is just temporary. It's like a bug. It's not really supposed to be dropping. I don't think it's an actual engram. It looks exactly like a placeholder, like a temporary image, which doesn't have an icon. But even though this item itself might not mean anything and is kind of temporary, I do think there is going to be a similar thing in the full game, which is a sort of ticket. Now, we do know with Nightfalls there can be some kind of ticket required to get into it in the first place, and this could be something required for guided games as well. In order to get into a guided games Nightfall, you might need to go and farm some strikes and get a ticket, and this could be an early version of that thing. But there you go, something interesting that was dropping yesterday. So next up, let's talk about the newest revealed content that was shown off today, again by IGN. This is a brand new Crucible map called Altar of Flame, and it's set on Mercury, like I was saying in my earlier videos. We saw a loading screen going into Mercury and a map that definitely took place there. This is that map I was talking about, and it's called Altar of Flame. The mode is called Survival. Now, what this mode is essentially Skirmish. This is Destiny 2's version of Skirmish. It's 4v4, of course, and this is the second and final competitive mode for Destiny 2's Crucible, which we know is set across into two different sections. You've got Quick Play, which has Control, Clash, and I believe Supremacy, and then Competitive, which has Countdown, and now this, Survival. So this is first of 3 rounds, and inside each round, each team gets 8 lives each. Now, when you kill enemies and they respawn, they're going to take those lives away, and eventually hit 0. Once you hit 0, you can't respawn anymore, and it's literally elimination at that point. So it's kind of like a mix between elimination and skirmish and a set amount of lives. So that is all the information I've got for you guys today. As always, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, a like rating would be much appreciated. If you want to watch more gameplay of this new Crucible mode and the map on Mercury, then I'll link their video down below in the description you can check out. But as always, subscribe for a bunch more Destiny 2 videos, and I'll see you guys next one.